To draw this up into a perspective rendering, I'm going to take the floor plan. I'm going to imagine myself probably a station point right here as I come through the front door, right? A good selling point of this room is this back window we've said, right? So I want to show that back window. Now, in the beginning of the quarter, you guys did a couple of drawings of this room that showed that nice window up there, right? So here's a 1-point rendition as I come through the door of that room already done. So all you have to do is go back to that assignment, lay that out, put a piece of marker paper over top of it, and then take your floor plan and say, okay, this is the door here and this is that back window. Right here, I've got a sofa, an end table, a plant, another sofa, and then I've got this interesting sort of yin-yang shaped coffee table here, right? Over here, I have a dining room. This line here, looks like it goes halfway down through the middle. I've X'd this off so that I have a nice understanding of where the middle of the room might be there, okay? So I'm going to take this drawing that I have here of the back of the room, my pillar here and my window there is already worked out. Now, of course, if you didn't get a good grade on that other thing, or you look at this drawing of your classroom and you see that your proportion in the back corner is wrong, then of course you're going to correct that before you go into it. But I'm going to use the same vanishing point and the same proportion. I'm going to get rid of these ugly lights, of course. Here's my beautiful window. Here's my soffit, right? My sofa is going to come out to about the middle of the room, it looks like. I'm going to say this is the middle of my room right here. So this sofa sits here, and in this corner I've got a table. I'm going to bring my table footprint here. I'm going to come up the wall for an end table there. Do I want it to come to the arm height of the sofa, or do I want it to come to the knee height like a coffee table would, right? Well, I'm going to have a footprint for a sofa right here, it looks like. I'm going to have a sofa in here. Looks like I've made this table a bit large, so I'm going to skinny that up. I'm going to bring this sofa out here. So right now, I'm just working on my floor to get the footprints because I've got this floor plan already worked out, right? If I come to the center of this guy and I walk out here, then I know that's where the ellipse for this table I'm seeing as a circle here and a circle here, that's 2 ellipses, and this is a great big circle like that. So if I say there's an ellipse here, and there's an ellipse here in front of it, and then these 2 are going to connect sort of like that probably, then I've got this footprint for that yin-yang table there as well. I can start to extrude this up now. How high? Well, I'm going to come over here and say this is 5, right? So I want to come up about 3 for the back of my sofa. The sofa is going to be, the seated sofa I know is halfway, 1.5. I want to tilt this back just a touch. So there's the box for that sofa. I want to come out here to 3 feet. I'm going to walk over here to the wall, up here 3 feet, back out in the room at 3 feet. That's the height of this sofa. So it looks like this sofa is actually going to cover that nice table I have there, right? The back of this sofa is going to totally undo that, and I'm just going to see this like so. I want this table, I've decided, to come to my arm height. It's easier for me to set down a bowl of popcorn or a cocktail while I'm watching TV or having a conversation with friends if this table comes to arm height instead of seat height. So this table back here, I've decided I'm making arm height off to the vanishing point that way, out to the end of this sofa right here, seat height there, arm height there, table's gonna come in like that. So this is gonna be the box that my end table was shipped in, right? I'll put a glass and a picture on that because that makes this feel more inviting. Maybe I want to put a bowl there so I've got some nuts or some popcorn or something to share with my friends. Here's the back of my sofa. Here I'm only going to see the corner of that other sofa back there. And I can flesh that out now according to the photographs that I've collected online. This looks like I'll see a little bit of the side of the sofa coming in. Not too much there. I've got a plant I said here in the back corner, so I think that pot's gonna look something like this, and I'm gonna put my nice plant here. This I have totally open. Here I have a spiral staircase. Here I have a staircase coming up, so I've got to decide which one of those I'm gonna do. If it's a spiral staircase, it'll go in a circular 5 foot wide here up to here. This upper deck, okay, this is where I'm going to have the upper deck. See this dotted line? So halfway along here, right here, that's going to come straight out from vanishing point this way. If it came more than halfway, it'd come out this way, wouldn't it? It'll attach to the soffit right there at 10 feet. Then it'll come out from vanishing point along this wall at the bottom of that soffit, which I already have drawn in here. See that soffit right there? This right here is where the floor of the upper balcony attaches in there. It's going to come out in the room. How far? It's going to come out in the room to the back of that sofa. See this dotted line here? So I'm going to come along that dotted line. I'm going to come up the wall. I'm going to say that's where that balcony ends. And then I'm going to come across this way, or the mezzanine, sorry. That's where the mezzanine ends. And so I'm going to come out here. And I'm going to go up with a railing. I need to go up 3 feet. Where's 3 feet up there? Well, this we said was 5, so this is 15. So it looks like 3 feet's going to be up there. Come out from your vanishing point along there, and that's going to hit you a 3 foot railing. 15, 14, 13. I'm going to say this is 13. So this is 13 because that's 10 plus 3. And I'm going to go straight across here. Now, if you haven't decided whether that railing is going to be an actual rail there, is this going to be a sheet of glass? What is this going to be so that you can see up in there? Also, I need to go to my mezzanine level now and look up there and say, do I have something? Let's say that on the mezzanine, I had this space and I had a bed here. And I had an armchair here and I have a little table next to it so that I'm going to put a swivel chair there and a swivel chair here so that I can sit and read, but then I can also look over the balcony into this lofty space. This right here is my office, right? So I'm going to figure out what's going on up there. Maybe I have a closet up here. So I'm gonna have to move my bed over some. My stairs are gonna connect here. Having decided all that, I can come and say, what am I gonna see up there? Well, I'm gonna have a chair here, I said. It's gonna come up to 3 feet. So I'm gonna see that sitting up in here. I'm gonna have a chair over here, I decided. So 1.5 is where my seat hits on that. So I'm gonna have a chair here. I think I'm gonna have a little bookshelf behind the chair. Now that I look at designing this space up here, I think I wanna have a little bookshelf behind it so that that becomes a reading nook for me. I really like having books in every room. These shelves are all gonna come towards the vanishing point. I'm gonna have some tchotchkes in there, some knickknacks, probably some pictures of my family, you know, personal stuff. Then my bed's gonna sit behind that. My bed's gonna be a footprint here probably. It's only gonna come up 1.5, so I'm gonna probably just barely see that bed back in there. This chair is gonna sit like this probably with a footprint in here. So that's gonna disappear behind the edge of this a little bit too. This should be coming towards that vanishing point and ending in there. So I'm seeing chairs do something like this up there. A little table next to it maybe would do something like this. Is there anything else in that room that I would see? I'm just asking myself, the closet, I would build the footprint back here and I'd say the closet's gonna be at least 6 feet. So here's 5 feet. Maybe I'll just do 5 feet so it comes to the top of that soffit and it doesn't interrupt any of my beautiful window. So my closet's gonna be the footprint here. And I am gonna see, so here's just a little bit of my bed showing right here. And here's a little bit of my closet showing there. And then underneath here is all gonna be floor. When it's time for steps, I'm gonna go 1 foot down, 1 foot right, 1 foot down, 1 foot right, 1 foot down, 1 foot right, 1 foot down, 1 foot right. And if I don't have 10 feet from here to here, then I've got to cut a hole out in here, right? So I'm coming 1 foot down, 1 foot right, 1 foot down, 1 foot right, 1 foot down, 1 foot right, 1 foot down. Then I'm going to take my vanishing point here and come out from each one of these to figure out how my stairs are going to extrude out into the room and whether I'm going to see the tops of those or not. If my eye level's here and my stairs over there, I'm not going to see the tops of any of these stairs. I'm just going to see the end of that staircase. I'm probably, because it's in front of a window, if I had a staircase here, going to make some kind of a floating stair thing so that they become somewhat invisible or see-through and let a lot of light into here. I'm also going to ask my friends as I look at their design today, please continue this conversation in your room, in your rooms, what's happening under staircases, right? So if the window comes down to here, maybe I could build in under these first 2 steps some kind of a little storage space kind of thing here, you know, where I have some drawers or some flat files or something like that. Maybe not. Maybe I want to leave it totally open under there. In that case, I probably want to have some plants under there or some sculptures or something. Some people like to leave that totally open. That's going to be totally up to you, right? Here in front of that, I have a dining room table. Which is going to come up about 30 inches. So 3 is there, that's 36. It's going to be a little less than that. Walk it over to the wall, walk it up the wall that way, figure out how tall it's going to be. Adjust it out in the drawing if it looks weird and wonky. So my dining room table is going to cover those stairs a little bit. And I can start to draw chairs here at the table and figure out what their footprint would be so that I can make them 3-dimensional. My kitchen is out here in front. So I'm probably going to come out here and put in a counter, figure out where that comes up, how high, and let that come out into the room this way. This is wrong because this is converging instead of diverging. I've got stools along here. Whoops, see how that stool has to be horizontal? So that's that space, and then here I've got chairs and a low table, or is this a high table? I don't know. I've got a desk over here and a flat file to store some of my stuff in. So I'm going to come out here. Actually, it looks like against the back of this sofa, I have a cabinet, which gives me more storage space in my office area. It's also nice. You may want to think about as you're looking at each other's plans, if the office area has access to the kitchen. I think it's really, people tend to gather in the kitchen anyway, but it's nice to be able to have like a kitchen counter over here. Maybe your coffee maker and all that kind of stuff is available as you're serving clients. So this is a good design, I would say, because this office space here and this kitchen space, you're going to have people come into your space and you're going to have them using your office and kitchen. One drawback of this design is that there's no bathroom on this floor. So if you have a client over and you're having a meeting with them and they say, may I use your restroom? They've got to go upstairs. They've got to go into your bedroom. They're going to see your bedroom, all that kind of stuff. I would keep private space private. I would put somewhere probably here. And it may be under these stairs, like against this window or in this corner, and maybe next to the kitchen here somehow. Maybe I'd make this kitchen a little smaller or something so that I get a half bath down there so that I can offer my guests a bathroom space. I think I like the idea of a low table with chairs around it. Sort of want to find some designer chairs that I can put up in here. I may not draw the two chairs out here because they're going to cover too much of the space. So maybe I just draw this table here and the two chairs that are sort of facing this way, and that's going to give you a really good view. There's a 1 point drawn up of this idea. It's very scribbly and sketchy, but that's to get you started on what you're doing for the homework this week. This is a really good example of the side or the point. Now, many of you are going to want to do, if you've done a loft up here or if you've done a loft in the back, as you talk about this with your friends today too, I like having a loft over this part of the space where you walk in and you have like an 8-foot or a 10-foot high here, and then this totally opens up so that if you're sitting in this room, you have that big window, and then also the light of the window will come into this space. So I kind of like flipping this. Many people put their upstairs space over here, but if you want to flip that today, you may, to bring it back over here. At any rate, you're going to possibly do your upstairs in a 2-point. So you're going to have the window over here, perhaps, right? And then you would show the place where the stairs attach right here. And then these stairs would relate to vertical vanishing point left, vertical vanishing point left, vertical vanishing point left. Okay, work out your stairs as best you can this week. Next week, we're going to talk about drawing stairs and color. Okay, there are also some examples for you. If you go to the final